Everybody, it is Thursday, September 1st, and I'm going to kind of just give you a short video and explain more about me in particular, that kind of what I've been learning over a period of a few years now. As you know, we're all sort of waking up to a kind of a new reality, or waking up to what's been going on behind the scenes, stuff that we weren't really that aware of before. For me, um, I've been learning. And at first, I was thinking I was getting these messages from, you know, other entities or something and whatever. And then I'm starting to realize, well, I'm actually really connected to them, and either it's my higher self or something like that. So I'm certainly learning more as time goes on, because it is a lot to learn. So I'm pretty sure I told myself ahead of time, just take it slow. So spoon feed this information to me so I can absorb it better. So it's actually a combination of I'm learning more things, but I'm also it's like I'm remembering. So I was like, oh yeah, right, I kind of forgot about that. That's kind of what's going on with me. So I want to kind of describe the the, the overall situation again, and I know that you know, especially if you've been watching my videos or other videos out there, if you're pretty much up to speed by now, you know some of the concepts I'm going to go through are pretty crazy sounding, but they're actually going to start making more sense as we go forward. So I want to describe the basic situation that we're in, as in we are having a physical experience in essence. It's like it's a holodeck. It's like this is a holographic universe, and these are physical bodies for us to inhabit. We're normally just a spirit, just pure energy, and we've chosen to do these billions of years ago, and we've refined them, and they work pretty well. They're pretty convincing to have a completely immersive experience. Uh, and each one of these, I'll call them dimensions, because it's like sort of realities. There's different levels of frequencies. It's like it's almost kind of like a rainbow effect, or almost like a musical notes that have octaves. But then if they get so high, they're out of your range. Only, for instance, it's such a high frequency, only dogs can hear certain sounds, but our ears are not. We cannot do that. Same with the light spectrum, everything. Like just these all have frequencies, and we can only see whatever frequency that we're tuned into at this particular time. So these dimensions have levels. I call them classrooms, because really, in a sense, what you do is you learn experiences at lower levels, and then it's like you graduate to another level of understanding. So each one of these dimensions have certain amounts of levels to go through, or classrooms. This one that I'm learning, as well as I'm sure remembering, has 15 levels of awareness, maybe, or enlightenment. I can call it that too. But so, as we all kind of understand, we're in the third and fourth grade, third and fourth level of these learning experiences. uh, and as you know, this one got infected. It's hacked. It's a holodeck that basically some entities have understood. They understand how to hack into these systems. So, and they've been manipulating them, using us. It's a really long story, but anyway, that's kind of the gist of what's going on. Uh, I'm from a ninth density is what, so you call me, for instance, like a grade nine student. Now that doesn't mean everybody here on the third level, or grade 3 classroom is grade 3 levels. No. As a matter of fact, a lot of times, especially from other realms or other dimensions, they'll come into this dimension and learn from lower densities up as well. So I'm trying to shorten this and try to explain it as clear as possible. But for instance, our souls, for sure, are definitely a lot older than these physical bodies. So if someone's like 30 years old or 80 years old, in reality, like especially someone as young or something, you can't assume that they're this young first time person or something, because their soul could be thousands of years old. They could have a lot of experiences, but they're just not aware of them. Anyway, that'll get more clear as we go forward too. So as you kind of know, we're all graduating to grade 5, but for me and hundreds of thousands of others that came here, we've put some words to them. We call ourselves star seeds or light workers. But what it boils down to is we're usually higher level density beings, which we're all one anyway, so it doesn't really matter in a sense. We're all related. But we're higher density beings that have come back, so you got to look at it like grade 9 student is going to come to a grade 3 classroom and try to help them out. So it's like you got to be their tutor. You can't teach them necessarily. You can kind of guide them and give them hints and things like that, but you can't do it for them. But we're here to help because of the fact that this classroom got hacked. And so that's what I'm learning. The more and more this rolls out, they're telling me these things, and I'm realizing it's actually, in a sense, myself, my higher self, reminding me of what's going on. Now, me, myself, I know this is a stretch, but I just say it anyway, but okay, this is going to be hard to explain. The higher density you go in these realms, you get to play more than one character, is what it boils down to. It's like a video game in that way. It's like you get to split your soul and play more than one character. And it's, from what I understand, is it starts at levels grade 6. This is because these are all learning experiences. So 6 density and higher, you can start if you want. I mean, these are all choices too, but you can learn to play 2 characters, so simultaneously. And then you can even split them up even more. And as you can imagine, the higher you go, you're more like Source, which is he or it split itself into billions and billions, because we're just a part of that, of entities. So it's almost like, yeah, the higher level you are, the more you can split into different aspects of yourself. I know it's a stretch, it's hard to understand. So what I'm learning now is I'm playing two beings. I have my higher one that I'm a part of, and that's who's communicating to me, is my other, I'll just for now, I'll just call it my other half. But this is the physical human version of me that inhabited a human body and I'm having a human experience on this earth to understand what it's like to be in this problem. So that's why I never made myself aware of this until later on, because it's like I don't want it to interrupt the learning process. So in other words, when I came into this human body, I wanted it to be all encompassing and all, every part of me is becoming part of this human experience. So at 19, granted, they took me up on the ship. Okay, so it's a physical ship, and they put a chip into me, and this is how they've been talking to me. And I keep saying they, but it's actually me as well. I know this is bizarre. Talking to myself and monitoring everything I say, do, feel, experience, everything. Sort of as intel gathering for what's going on, because we know full well what's going on as far as the problems that are going on here in this reality, and we're here to try to fix it. So, and the beings that are controlling this thing that we're trying to get out of, they're fully aware of all the light beings that came here, because they can see through. Granted, they have tech as well, but I mean, you can actually sense it. It's like some people can see people's auras. It's kind of like that. You can see, you know who people are, and they've tried to take us out, and they target us, they pick on us, and whatever. They several times they've tried to take me out, but I'm being protected, and I guess I agreed to this before I came in here, knowing that I'd be protected and I'm watched out for. So yeah, they keep me around. So that's kind of where we're at. I know it's a stretch to understand this, and I'm just trying to say this, I guess, in a sense, for the record. But I'm also hoping that you guys will learn something from this, or somebody out there will pick up what I'm saying, and maybe it'll resonate with them or something. So that's the kind of situation we're in right now. I also realize the downloads I'm getting is I'm here specifically to experience and learn art forms, because that's kind of what I do. Is it's like on ships you have like science officers and things like that. Well, I'm an art specialist from other dimensions as well as the other galaxies, and I've come here to experience art. So like whether it's music, whether it's sculpting, whether it's computer art or painting or whatever it is. I that's kind of what I specialize in. So that's why it's not a coincidence that I chose to be an artist while I'm here on Earth. I mean, it's making more sense as I go forward, even for myself. So, but anyway, so I'm here. It's gonna sound silly, but I incarnated to also be kind of an emissary in the future. So, and there was the best way to understand a culture is if you can experience their how they live. So by me coming into a human body on Earth at this particular time to help, I'm also here to experience the human experience, to document it as well as to understand it, and for this to be encompassing as far as my soul lessons are concerned as well. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. It's kind of a broader story as well, but yeah. So I'm here to help bring up the vibration of the Earth. That's another reason why I'm supposed to be grounded, and help everybody here break free of this control system. So that's really ultimately what I'm doing. But I have multiple jobs, sort of, and I relay messages. I'm an intel gatherer, so I'm a starseed or light worker is kind of what people will say. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. And it's becoming more clear as things roll forward for me. And we're shifting to a higher frequency. So all this stuff is happening all at once. So that's why it's getting very, very confusing. But also at the same time, you got to understand, this is my third time in here. I've done this at least 2 other times that I can remember, and it didn't work. But that's because this is once you come into these holodecks, it's got sort of linear time to it. So you can sort of almost go to an end of a certain time period, and then when you go outside of streaming time, you can come back in and repeat some things again. It's like do the video game over again, except for it's slightly different each time. It's kind of hard to explain all this. But so I've tried a couple other times and it didn't work. I guess I failed somehow. I don't know. Something happened. I don't know. I'm still learning about it right now. But this time, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because this time it actually worked. I don't know. We really made a really awesome plan this time. So there's a lot of us here, and we've changed it, shifted everything to a positive timeline that can't be messed with anymore. Like, it's going to end really good. So this one is the one where we defeated them in a sense. So it just doesn't. You just can't see it right now because, in a sense, it kind of won't be revealed till the end of this module. I'll call that, but you know. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So be rest assured, this one worked, and everybody's being monitored. We're all being watched from off planet. I'll just use that as a description for now too, and we're being protected, and they're working with us, which are boots on the ground, people that are giving them intel constantly, and it's working. That's all I can say for now. How this thing rolls out, as you know, every time you come in to these streaming timelines, they're not exactly the same each time. So there's slight variables, like the timing might be a little bit off, but basically we've won this actual battle. So it's in a sense just about waking up the rest of the people in this simulator. It's like a holodeck, and wake them up to the reality that they're connected into this with their consciousness, and they're actually manifesting this as well. So that's something they got to learn, and then they got to learn that it was hacked, it was messed with, but we're getting out of it. Whatever, all this stuff is going to be shown soon. There's no real timeline on it, but before the end of this year. Let me put it that way, probably. Okay, so that's my just short update, and hopefully that makes you understand where I'm coming from a little bit better. So I'll talk to you guys later, maybe a week or so. I'll give you another update. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.